This is Tony's vegetable curry. I haven't started from the beginning because it's that simple. You don't need to watch half an hour step by step as you do on some videos. So basically the ingredients are down below. Now I'm going to tell you the order. And everything is chopped into about this size. Fingernail size. Yeah, sort of like 7 or 8 millimeter by 8 millimeter. Everything, you know. The carrots maybe is a bit thinner because they're harder, but everything's small. First in goes the onion, and all you add is a little bit whatever you have. Some cumin seeds. I've got some mixed spice, ground allspice, and I put in a tiny little bit of piri piri. That's it. Don't overdo it. If you've got turmeric, put a bit in. I normally add paprika. You can put a bit of that in, but don't overdo it. That's all you do. And pretty much after a couple of minutes you put the carrots and you leave them till the onions have gone translucent or almost translucent. Then you put in whichever is the least ripest between the aubergine and the baby marrow. My aubergine was very ripe, so I put that in after baby marrow. But you could have it the other way around. You have to do one before the other. You can't put them both in together. You've got to keep the heat up. So everything has a 7 or 8 minute stage. So the onions is the only one that had like 2 minutes. And everything else has 7 or 8 minutes for them to soften. Your curry sauces, I know everybody says these are crap, blah 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 blah. But there's a couple that I highly rate, and Lidl tikka masala, yeah, it's what's that, it's a medium. That is a cracking sauce, absolutely cracking. But today I'm not going to use that. Actually, I'm doing a bit of an experiment. I'm using the Sherwood's Thai red curry and a Spice Magic jalfrezi. You're going to need, because there's an awful lot of veggie in here, you're going to have to make a batch. So before you start, make sure you've got 4 containers, because you're going to have to freeze some. Yeah, make sure you've got them containers and room in your freezer. Yeah, because you're going to make a lot here. But you can't start cooking with half an aubergine and half a baby marrow and half it. You know what I mean? You need a big deep pan. That's about 350, I think. Yeah. So then, what I was going to say, that's 415. And that's 375, so I reckon that'll be about right, but I'll tell you later on in the video. 2 of them will be too much, you see. That's why I've decided not to use. That'll be 1,000 grams. That's going to be about 700. So one of them's not enough. 2 of them will be too much. You know, it'll be overflowing the pan. You know, the flan in it. You know, you've got to be sensible. Think ahead. You add a little tiny bit of oil to start the onions, but after that you don't add any oil at all. There's enough water in all the vegetables. And you want a medium heat and just turn it. Don't rush it, everything's got to soften, otherwise it just won't work. It's one of them dishes, in total it takes about 30-35 minutes. I reckon rice is best cooked in about 23-24 minutes. So I need to start cooking the rice now. Don't cook the rice too early because it'll go stodgy, it'll go glumpy. Don't do it too late because it won't become soft and fluffy. So I reckon about now, before I start doing the sauce, because I want the sauces in for about 10 minutes. I want them in tomatoes. So I'm a little bit more than halfway. I'm going to start my rice. Right, I've added the mango before the tomatoes because I needed the chopping board and that's where they were. So anyway, I've just laid them on the top. So we'll get the tomatoes in and mix it all together. Yeah, it makes sense putting the mango and tomatoes in at the same time because there's a lot of water with the tomatoes, and that's what we want because the mango is hard. The rice is on. There's a lot of rubbish talked about rice. Basically, you just want about 7.5-8 ml of water in the bottom with the lid on. That's 4, but I'll turn that down to 3 after about 3 or 4 minutes. And before it starts, you've got to catch it. This is where people go wrong. They don't catch it before it starts to boil. You need to get that down to 1 when it's just before it starts to boil. Otherwise it goes too dry. The idea is to get it fluffy, and that's where people go wrong. That's how it basically overcooks because you haven't caught it. Yeah, you want it to simmer and steam, not to boil the living death out of it, not for it to... You boil the water too fast and basically it dries out too fast and becomes glutinous. So that's a good tip for you there. I'll show you that when I catch it. Now it's starting to steam up, watch. Have a quick look. Right, see there? This is where I'm going to turn it down, look. To 1. Now I normally do this on the quick side. And with a spoon or a fork, it doesn't matter. Just swivel it round and flick it back flat. Like that. It doesn't have to be exact. But you just turn it round, but you don't want to leave it lumpy. You see, you'll do that quick and put the lid back on quick. Now most of that water, there's no sort of lane water in the bottom, but these water there, you know, it hasn't. This is what I mean about people cooking too hard. If you would have had that on high heat, it would have all gone dry now. You basically would have ruined it in the first 8 minutes. So I'll put it on 1, and you're going to leave that now for about 8 or 9 minutes. Leave the lid on, don't touch it. I've put a handful of cranberries in, about 25, something like that. Don't put too many of them in, it'll become too sweet. But I do want it a little bit sweet because I've got mainly vegetables in there. So yeah, just remember it would be even more vegetables if I had the pepper. You want 1 massive big bell pepper or the big sweet pepper, 6 2/3, whichever you can get. So we've got the Sharwood's Thai red curry. I don't try and blob everything out because I put a little bit of water in there, a good shake, and put a tiny bit of water in. A very good shake. My jalfrezi sauce. You could get 2 different types of jalfrezi, or the jalfrezi and a masala. It's not important, it's just the good brands you want. As I say, if you're in doubt, go to Lidl, buy the masala. Now we've got a curry. It's looking awesome and the smell is amazing. It's the jalfrezi that was really strong. This, I've had it before, it's really good. Just to clarify about the peppers, because if you watch my other videos, I normally roast them. I normally roast them as I start cooking, and I put them, leave the tray on the side, so that when I'm near the end, I can hold them and cut them without burning my hands, and then put them in at the end. I would just cut them up again into the finger-sized chunks and put them in for 5 or 6 minutes. The runniness was absolutely perfect, and that's just years of cooking curries. So yeah, you need go for 700. You might see 2-350s of it, but as I say, even if you have to keep half a jar and put it in the fridge, you know. Now I'm going to have this tonight and tomorrow night, and I'm going to freeze 4 portions. So there's 6 portions in here. So if whatever it costs for your vegetables and the rice, basically just divide that by 6, and it's extremely cheap. But we're not doing it for the cost, we're doing it for the taste. Now I'm going to test. We should have fluffy rice. We have fluffy rice. It works every time, then. Just get the temperatures right. It's looking really nice, and our curry's looking really nice. So I'll dish it out and then we'll have a taste. Fluffy when it stands up like that, look. Another tip: fill your pan with water and then forget about it till tomorrow. All that bottom rice will be soft. Get it out with your hand, put it in your bin. You do not want that going down the sink. It can block your sink. It's all glutinous, it's all gooey, it's like glue. Don't let it go down your sink, and you'll be surprised how easy it cleans. Unlike most videos, when they do the final taste test, they do like a taste review from the first couple of mouthfuls, and that's really not giving food a chance. You should wait till you've almost ate it, so you can get more of a true fair picture. And I've got to say, this is gorgeous. It really is. It's a mild curry. You've got enough spices and hotness to satisfy most people, except the ones who really like it hot. But it's not overpowering. And it's not overpowering with any one of the vegetables or the fruits that I put in. It's a big thumbs up. I really like it. Would I put chicken in? No, I definitely wouldn't. I don't think I'll be having many chicken curries again. It's just don't need it. Would I put peppers in? Yeah. The sauces are fantastic. Them two sauces, the Sharwood's and the Magic sauces. I mean, the litmus test is, would you change anything? And I don't think I would. Apart from adding the pepper. Yeah. Cracking dish there, gang. Have a look at my other recipes and other videos. Subscribe, like.